You know, it's like Q&A. Let's go. Let's do this fast. Go ahead. Anyone have any questions?
I have a question.
Go. Rip me.
So you were saying that a wife will go test you to your limit.
Oh, I love when... No. Not for you. Go ahead.
Is it better to have a high limit where they have to push you to so many buttons that you have to go through all of this for them to finally reach there and then go back down?
Okay, I want to tell you something. You ready? You're not gonna like it, but I'm gonna tell it to you anyways.
I mean, it's gonna be good, Rama.
Okay, that's what you think. I never said that. Get ready. What is your definition of a marriage? Ooh. Get ready, this is a dangerous question.
Is it a rhetorical?
No, it's not rhetorical this time. This time we're gonna get deep. You know what? I'm gonna ask you first. What? Yeah, what is your, not both of you, because I don't want some no machlokah to happen. Anyone else? What is your definition of a marriage? What is it? I really want to know.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
I believe it's harmony.
You said something, I don't think you understand really what you said.
I do understand.
What is love?
What is love?
Yes.
When you give to each other.
What is it?
No, that's called giving. That's not called love.
There's no label on what love is. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. That's all it is. It's an emotion.
What is that emotion? Think about it. What are we saying? What's a marriage?
It's a partnership to help you become your best self. And to
I like how you said it very smart, because you explained, you didn't say one word like how he said. He said it very sharp, but I don't know if he understood really what he said. He's not wrong, and you're also not wrong. A marriage, be careful. You're listening? A marriage is a partnership of growth. You heard what I just told you? Key word, partnership. On Rosh Hashanah this year, I'm not lying to you, I had a couple come to my house. Hashem is my witness. They were in my house for 6 hours. 6 hours! You know what 6 hours is? I don't think you understand. You didn't comprehend this. 6 hours! And this was in the middle of my Seudah at night. That means I didn't even sleep before going to give my shiur in the morning. 6 hours for a Shalom Bayit case. And you know what their problem was? They don't know what marriage is. They don't understand that it's what?
Partnership.
It's a partnership. What does partnership mean? What does that word mean? Huh?
50-50.
No. Wrong.
That you
100-0.
You need that person to
I learned that before.
Yeah.
you have
No.
you have your qualities, the good qualities, and he's weaker in those aspects.
Wrong. Boy, what is this for you? What is a plunge study?
All your weak aspects, he's supposed to be.
No, you're giving me No. Don't give me a definition. Concept. What does a partnership mean?
Support.
What
can I do?
You heard what he said? You're on point today. Partnership is 100% support. If a man or a woman is scared of their spouse, that's not a partnership, that's a jail. That's a jail. There is no growth in that kind of marriage. A marriage is an everlasting partnership with what?
Support.
With pure 100% support. If those two are not there, you'll never get any love. Love is not Hollywood. Love is not sex. And love is not lust. Love is unconditional. Unconditional comes from support. Until you don't have that, I know that we can talk about this specific thing I just said for hours, if not weeks. Very briefly, if you don't have that, you'll never achieve love. You don't even know what love is. What all you teenagers or young 20s and 30s feel is all lust. It's all lust. No love in the air. I promise this to you. Promise. I can guarantee it to you.
Why?
I dated my wife for 7 years before I married her.
Okay.
I never really loved her.
Okay, so what happened?
I only realized that years later after I married her. It was all lust.
Oh.
I maybe shouldn't have said this on the recording, but I say it anyways because
How'd
I'm
you
gonna be
realize? What
mechazek
made
the
you
world.
realize, though?
What made me realize that? Because I wasn't willing to do everything 100% for her until years later, and I realized I need to change.
So you made yourself fall in love?
No, I was after I got married,
Right.
I'll tell you what happened.
You had kids.
Wait, say what you were gonna say before.
No.
Where-
I reached a certain point of my marriage that I realized I can only depend on her. And she realized in that same time that she can only depend on me. When we realized it's me and her against the world, all guards fell down. The problem is most marriages don't feel that way. Most marriages don't have that. What's that? It's us against the world. People don't have that. They live for 40 years, married, miserable, and I see it. And I look at them and I cry. I said, thank you, Hashem. I realized this with my spouse early on in my marriage. People don't understand this. You must support each other 100% and you have to work with each other 100%. If you don't have this, you won't have a happy marriage. Don't forget these. This, I don't know what good people have to see this. I don't talk about my personal life. I'm telling you, if you have these components, you'll be unbreakable. People only cheat and do shtiyot is when they don't have this. I'm telling you. Next question.
What was the last component? I'm sorry. I had a brain fog.
I got a brain fog right now. Go ahead. That's it?
What is the fast of
Are you
Gedalia
gonna upload it?
about?
I'm gonna upload it. What?
What is the fast of Gedalia about?
Tzom Gedalia? Tzom Gedalia was when Nebuchadnezzar conquered Yerushalayim and he left Gedalia to be the leader of the Jewish people, and there was another man there called Ishmael. He was a two-faced and he killed him. And we fast because the leader of the Jewish people passed away that day. That's it. That's Tzom Gedalia.
That's a sad fact. That's a sad fact.
I thought it was because he got backstabbed.
Huh?
They're all sad. All the fasts are sad. We're not fasting.
Except
because
Yom
we're happy.
Kippur.
Why?
Yom Kippur, we're elevating our physical body
We're
into
fasting because we were supposed to die, no? Or like thinking we shouldn't have been.
that is the surface level understanding. The deeper level is we're uplifting ourselves to a madriga which is higher than angels. That's why we don't need to eat. Angels don't eat. That's why we say Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Olam Vaed out loud. We scream it.
They can only say it once a year, right? I mean, once a lifetime.
They say it every day. The angels.
The angel?
We say it once a year, and the day of Yom Kippur. Why? Because we elevated our bodies. Our goof are on a higher level. That's why we also wash our hands only till here, because we're elevating ourselves. That's why women are not allowed to wear makeup, because they should be naturally beautiful. I'm just joking, right? They elevate themselves, right? They become like angels, right? Yeah, everyone gets uplifted, right? Any other questions?
Are aliens real?
Are aliens real? No, there are no other life except the life on planet Earth.
And how do you know?
How do we know? Because the Torah says it. I created this whole galaxy for you. Who is you? Us, and this world.
So why is the galaxy expanding?
Why is it expanding? Yeah, that's a good question. I want you to go back to that
It's
research.
expanding.
1 second. I want you to go back to that
It's
research.
expanding.
Wait. I want you to go back to that research. You ready? Einstein made a maskana. What's his maskana? It expands and then it goes back.
Contracts.
In order for it to stay in its original form forever. You telling me there is no
How
God?
do we know that it's getting bigger if we don't even know how big it is? How do
So
you
there are
measure
different
that?
levels of galaxies. There's some theory he made up. I went through it. It goes, and then it stops, it goes back, and it continues. It keeps it all in a subtle bubble. Look it up. Do the research.
How does that
Print it out and then bring it, we'll learn it together.
I'm thinking of it from the Kabbalistic.
So what is
No, don't tell me Kabbalah now. everyone becomes Kabbalist when they don't have answers. No,
What does it expand into? What? More planets start coming up? What?
It expands and it goes back. There's called a tzimtzum or yashar or choser. There's always an in and out. There's always a giving and taking, right? Male and female, right? There's always a mashpia and a mushpa. Always, forever. That's the way we live.
You're saying it's getting bigger. What is it getting bigger?
No, it gets big.
Stars and stuff,
It gets big. No, the matter, right? How do you get bigger? Eventually, right? Hopefully, you can have a wife that's gonna cook for you. You can become fat, right? Yeah. What's getting bigger?
Your body.
Exactly. Same thing.
I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. I understand it's getting bigger, but I'm trying to understand.
You're trying to understand what's
coming into existence when it's getting bigger.
Nothing. I don't know. I'm not. I didn't dwell in it. If you want me to,
So
I'll delve into it, and then we'll get to it.
There's no aliens, right?
No aliens.
Okay.
Sure.
UFOs don't exist. And if they did, they're very stupid. They didn't come and conquer this world already.
Is it true that a Jew is not allowed to go see space?
Where does it say that anymore?
It's I don't know. Some rabbi told me, not a rabbi, but like someone who's shulim, told me that like it's not meant for our eyes to go see. You know.
Why not? I would love to go there.
I would love to as
That's
well.
I never saw it anywhere in the poskim.
I heard it's not good for us.
I never saw it anywhere in the poskim.
Like all those, like like space is not meant for us.
The poskim couldn't comprehend that we
our
could go to
eyes.
space, no?
Not true.
Like whatever goes up there.
There was a
is-
Jewish
is- is
astronaut.
there,
There was a
you know?
Jewish astronaut that went up.
Neil Armstrong,
He was Jewish,
I'm pretty sure.
and he called. I think they called Rav Chaim Kanievsky. He asked, "How do I keep Shabbos?"
Wow.
Why?
Because the world
Oh.
rotates.
He was
I think
religious.
every 7 minutes,
Was it religious?
every 11 minutes, the world goes on a full spin. It's like a whole day or something. So he told him for every certain amount of time you have to keep Shabbos at that time. I don't know exactly the math, but I know this story.
Oh,
Barry
how
told
we
me.
can keep Shabbat?
Yeah, up there.
Ah.
He was not.
You understand? I knew.
Very
I'm
simple.
sorry.
Very simple. It's
I don't know exactly, but there's a cheshbon. There's a
Time
cheshbon.
there is much slower.
They
than
made
this
a
year.
study. They took two twins.
30 years apart or something, right?
The twins,
Yeah.
the one that went up to space and came back, aged much less than the one that was on Earth.
The one that was on Earth was older.
No, looked older. She
It
wasn't
was
old.
older.
She looked okay. You can say
The body was
okay,
was-
I
was
understand
older.
what you're saying.
When you're in space, it doesn't get older.
okay. I understand.
How do you stay naturally?
You're
younger
right.
if
You're
not
right. I
older?
understand what you're saying. Yes, she's younger. You can say when I get she was younger.
100%. If a year up there is considered 10 years, over
No,
there
but
is a year.
but if you take the math, when she came down, she should still be the same amount of time that she was there, right? Make the cheshbon right now. If she was up in
But
space,
she's staying in space, so all that time is like nothing.
correct.
It's
So
not
the
even
time that she was in space was connected her being here for 1 year, but really for her, it's like being there for a week. Bonagid, right?
Right.
Bonagid. But when she comes back, it was still a year. She was away for a year. She wasn't away for a week. So her body acted like she was only there for a week. Bonagid, right? Same thing.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Is
And
it, let's say someone who's dying of cancer, they can go
I don't know.
space.
Lo יודע.
Give them some more time.
לא יודע. I don't know.
Live life. I don't know.
In space, right?
Floating
Floating.
stars.
Living life, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, any other questions? Yeah, eating
Life,
food,
cool.
eating food from a bag, right? I'm a living life, baby. Yeah,
Rabbi,
And the chips are floating out.
huh?
Eating them through the air.
you know what you have to do in Shema. You come down here, you don't know what you do. How does it make sense?
Because the life you live is your path. How dull would it be if you know exactly what you have to do?
You get it done.
No, you wouldn't. You know how I know you wouldn't get
There's
it
no
done?
adventure, there's no excitement.
Playing a game with
You know how I know? One of the prophets knew. You know who? Yoshua. How did you know? Yoshua knew after he conquers the land, he's gonna die.
You didn't want to conquer it.
He didn't conquer it.
Wow.
Hashem punished him because of that. He died without finishing his job.
But it's Hashem, excuse me if I'm wrong, but it's Hashem's fault for letting him know that, no?
You can say it's his fault, it's that fault.
It's his
Lamaisa,
fault.
at the end of the day, when he figured out what he has to do, and he didn't do it, he didn't do it then. He extended it. Moshe Rabbeinu knew, but did Moshe Rabbeinu
But
extend
any
it?
person wouldn't. Also,
Moshe Rabbeinu, I'm telling you, Moshe Rabbeinu knew.
They
Did
just
he
did
extend it? Yeah. He knew after the fight of Sichon and all, he's done. Did he extend it? He said, no, this is my job, I'm going to do it.
Okay, so Moshe Rabbeinu was on a different level, you know?
Okay. Okay, you can. Pshat lach she can be.
Didn't he have like?
What if
he
someone's
was,
scared?
Didn't he have zero levels of gavot? There was like levels.
Correct.
Or something?
He had
49
no.
level?
He was pure anava. He was pure humbleness.
He was like on the 49th level or something, no?
He was on a very high level. He's Moshe Rayam Mihimna. He was in a very. He's dat Ayon. It's very
No
high
one can
level.
compare it to. You can't even understand.
No, no one can compare to Moshe. Even Mashiach will not be great as Moshe.
Wow. Even like
In
I know
Nevuah.
there was
In
four
Nevuah.
Jews. There was 4 Jews throughout history that didn't sin. Are
Moshe
they-
Rabbeinu was not one of them. He
I
said.
know. But I'm saying like let's
There's
say
not
Binyamin.
4. There's more
Binyamin.
than 5.
Oh yeah, Binyamin was one of them, right?
Yes.
So he's less great than Moshe because Moshe is on the 49th level.
Well, sinning has nothing to do with anything.
Oh no.
This is our problem. It has nothing to do with anything. Nothing.
Wow.
What's your question? You got a question? No? No? Anyone here? No? You've what? No questions today? Kol hakavod lach.
I was gonna ask, but I don't know if it's like a relevant question. I was gonna say, what if someone's scared, just like Yeshua, that if he fulfills his mission in this life, he has to leave earlier?
What's the problem with leaving earlier?
Your family, I don't know.
You love the circle because
I don't understand something. I want to understand something. I want to understand something.
Scary thing. I don't know. People want to live on this world,
You
enjoy
know,
it.
Don't get me wrong. I want to live here
Wait,
forever.
if
Don't
we
get me
stay here
wrong.
longer, we should get more
One
in the
second.
car and everything.
So, don't get me wrong. I want to live forever. I really do. But here's the thing. If I have a job to do and I'm not fulfilling it, then I'm not living. Living means doing what you were put down to do
And then eventually go back up. That's where you're supposed to be.
until you come back down.
But the whole goal is not to come back down.
No, tchiyat hamitim.
Ah.
We're not gonna get into that right now. What's real olam haba? We're not gonna get into it right now. But let me just tell you, the real.
Olam is over here.
Correct.
It's
Now
hidden.
you're getting it. No, it's not hidden. It's here. It's right here. This is olam haba.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it was somewhere in Jordan.
No. Where are you flying to? That's the gates of Gan Eden in this world. You're getting lost, my friend.
Oh.
Come back to America.
That's where
Olam haba is in this earth. You know we're walking on it.
Adam and Chava were born in Olam Haba.
They were born in Gan Eden. You're getting
Gan
confused.
Eden.
Now, what?
That's where we're going, Gan Eden, no?
There's Gan Eden Elyon, Gan Eden Tachton, but I'm not talking about that. You can live a life right now that you feel like you're in Gan Eden.
Right. The whole Gan Eden is just regular life without Yitzhak Allah.
Forget Yitzhak. You're too Sephardi for me.
Why?
Forget Yitzhak.
That's what I
Yitzhak.
learned.
Forget Yitzhak. Tov. When you live a life with full devotion to Hashem, you're already living like you're in Gan Eden.
you're free.
Because nothing can hold you
That's all
back.
Gan Eden is.
Exactly. Now
That's
you
what I'm
get
trying to
it.
say. Gan Eden is it's not even a physical thing. It's I heard that it's everyone just learning Torah all day.
No,
without,
wrong.
Without Yitzhak Allah, so
Wrong.
it feels like it's
Wrong.
the biggest pleasure in the world.
Wrong.
You ever heard people say like one breeze
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Olam Haba is like all the pleasures on this earth?
Correct.
I heard it's just learning Torah, but just you don't have Yitzhak Allah.
I
so
don't
it's
think
not
it's
holding
just
you back.
learning Torah. It's not. I don't know where that's written even.
That's what I heard. You sit there and you learn Torah all day.
No.
And you're enjoying it and you're happy.
No,
you
not
know?
necessarily.
You enjoy Torah here too.
Right,
Not
but it's
necessarily.
different over there because you have no Yitzhak Allah.
So this is even better feeling because you're
You
able
know-
to feed each other.
You know how
How's
delicious.
it going?
You know how
It feels better than Olam Haba, bro.
you know how delicious the Yetz.
If
You
you-
know how delicious the Yetzer Hara is.
Yeah.
You know without the Yetzer Hara you would have no urge of having a life. Did you know that? You dating?
Am I dating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know without that Yetzer Hara you wouldn't be able to date. Did you know that, right?
Why?
Because what would give you the drive to go out with her? Not your Yetzer Hara Tov. Who you lying to? People get it wrong.
Yeah.
Your Yetzer Hara, your Nefesh HaBehemit is not here to put you down. It's your job to turn him into help you to do Hitlahavut La'avodat Hashem Yitbarach. We get it all wrong, Rabbi Sai.
Torah's gift.
The Yetzer, it says when Mashiach, the Gemara says we're gonna cry, we miss the Yetzer Hara. Eze tafukata, why are you gonna cry? Ma itcharfanta? Why are you crying? We're gonna miss that hitlahavut to do things authentically.
So why get rid of him?
Who said we're getting rid of him? We're uplifting him.
He's already there.
No,
We're not getting rid of him. We're uplifting him. We're gonna turn him into the Yetzer HaTov.
When Mashiach comes, he's not going to be here anymore.
Then it's too late.
It's not so simple. Rabbi Isai, we're jumping into Midrashim. There's still gonna be Yitzhara. There's madrigot to everything. I cannot in one day make you into a Superman. What's gonna happen if tomorrow you can start flying? Titcharfen. You're gonna start doing retarded things. Right? Yes. Madrigot.
Like people had a Beit Mikdash and still sin.
Correct? People saw miracles. They saw the sea split. I'm gonna split your toilet water. You're gonna be scared for a week. Your toilet water, I'm like, it's gonna split, right? They saw the sea split, and the next 40 days later, what did they do?
Hate that again.
Chet Haregel.
But that's really
Can you imagine? The sea split. The drinking water is splitting. How can you sin? They see man coming from the heaven. They're getting water from a rock. From a rock. And they still sin.
That was you.
What are they doing?
Yes, I'm not saying that. So how do we fix it? By not needing miracles and still serving Hashem to our fullest extent. We don't need miracles. If you want a miracle, go to Israel right now.
Why?
The greatest miracle is to see rockets flying and not even one Jew die from the rocket. And we're not talking about rockets the size of this shul. We're talking about rockets the size of this block.
Wow.
But when we don't want to see God, we'll ignore Him all the time.
I have a question of it. They didn't want to do it intentionally to sin. They thought they were doing a good thing.
It's irrelevant, they sin. The only one sin, if you don't do it intentionally, actually, they didn't only do Avodah Zarah. They did Zima, they were sleeping around there. Read Rashi, read the Torah. They were doing Shtuyot. They were also doing Avodah Zarah. One sin, if you do, regardless if you had intention or not, you're Chayav. Avodah Zarah, idol worship. Because idol worship is basically spitting in God's face. That's the only sin that well, there are certain sins you can't do regardless, like you can't sleep with another man's wife.
Just the words.
That's
Even if it's a non-Jew?
you can't sleep with the Goya regardless.
Right.
It's like
I'm asking for myself, I'm asking in general.
In general, you can't sleep with the Goya regardless.
Right, but let's say it happens. Let's say
You
she's
do
married as
teshuvah.
well.
You do teshuvah.
Is it as bad as a Jew?
Is it as bad as an Eshet Ish?
I heard it's worse.
Nothing's
No, she's
No, wait, what's
married.
an Eshet Ish? Oh, never mind.
Let's say she's married.
Never mind.
nothing's worse than Eshet Ish.
No, I was saying Jewish versus
She's a
non.
married woman. She was mikudesh to a man. Nothing's worse than that. A woman that cheats voluntarily on her husband. Oil. I hope. For this, I believe in hell. For this, I believe in hell. Because every time she sleeps with her husband now, he's doing a isur. He's not allowed to be with her.
Can she go to the mikveh after, or she's like?
No,
She's not allowed to live with him.
She divorced.
She has to divorce him.
supposed to blow up back in the day.
No, back in the day, that's
No, it's
if
if they
it was,
lie.
if she was suspected.
Okay.
That's different.
Not even if it happened?
Even if it did happen and she admits, I did, then they just get a get and call it a day.
Okay. What if she's
But if she gets accused, if your husband is, what does the Torah say? If jealousy came onto him and said, oh, you went into the room privately with that man, maybe doing znut. She says, no. They take to the Kohen, they drink the water, and whatever
How
happens.
does the girl go back to that marriage? How does the wife go back to that marriage normally then?
There is no marriage.
After if she didn't actually do it.
Nothing. She goes back.
Yeah, but she was suspected.
So what?
Like it's
Her name was this, like everyone.
No, in front of everyone, she has to drink it, and if
Exactly.
Everyone
No.
knows she's holy.
everyone knows that she was not wrong.
Oh, I heard that she actually gets blessed with a baby
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
If that happens.
Yeah,
So what happens if she did cheat?
she blows up.
She blows up?
Yeah, it's not a joke.
It's amazing.
Rabbi.
Oh, they put a box in her, she blows
She
up.
just blows up.
Rabbi.
It's amazing.
Even nowadays, not.
We don't do this nowadays.
Rabbi.
Is it still possible though? To do?
Everything is possible.
So I can fly right now?
Just have to
Yes.
throw punches that will allow it.
You could fly. You don't believe that you could, that's why you can't.
I heard it's so
Fly when you leave.
Not for no reason they used to call you pigeon.
No, not me. That's not me.
What did you say?
I heard if someone sleeps with a Goya, up in Shemaim, she's chained onto his
Like a
name.
dog. Shlomo David HaMelech said, Kshura kekelev. She's tied up to him like a dog.
Who? A wife to
The Goya.
Can any amount of teshuvah?
Yes, we have a tikkun for it. I did a tikkun for it. I never slept with the
Can you
Goya
say
in my life.
tikkun? Can you say tikkun?
Oh, I think you said it though.
You never stop with the yeah, Baruch Hashem.
Wait, he's
You fasted?
What's the tikkun?
I still did the tikkun. Why did I do the tikkun?
What's the tikkun?
Because I don't know. What's a tikkun?
Yeah.
There's tshuva, and then there's repenting, and then there's a fixing process.
No, what?
Okay, so the tikkun is to fast, to finish the whole Tehillim, and to tie your feet with iron together. And then after you finish, you undo the iron.
You're not gonna break your legs?
Like shackles?
No, you like with a chain, with an iron chain.
You're not gonna break your leg, right?
Nope.
For a whole day or?
Until you finish the tikkun. Why? Because you have to do zelumadze, the same way how she's gonna be attached to like a kelev, like a kalba, like a dog. So too, you have to wrap yourself up with that pain, and then you have to undo it.
So it has to be like tight.
It has to be tight. I did it because I don't know what I was last Gilgul. Maybe I was doing shtil. I don't know. I don't want to.
But that's your past life. What's not your?
Oh, 1 second.
You need to fast the whole day.
Your determination of your life now depends on your past. That's why if you do good now, when you come back, it will be much better.
So why would I come back if I do good now?
Because you have to finish. Who said you're gonna finish everything in the
What
shop?
if I do finish?
Then kol hakavod.
You're done.
Kol hakavod. Tchat hamitim, we'll see
And then the
that.
second you finish, the second you hit your goal, you die.
The second you're done with your tafkid,
Yeah. just
you're no
die.
more needed.
No more needed.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Does it matter how you pass? Like
Yes, of
That-
course.
Like if you pass with old age, or if you pass like from a sickness,
all
or
matters.
if you pass
It all matters.
So there's a
from
deeper
a
meaning
shot.
behind it.
So a gunshot, you happen to be in the way.
It
That's
all
also-
matters. It
That's
all
also-
it all matters.
Give me an example. Like, how does it matter?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Let's say someone dies and they were very sick for many years before they died. They went through a lot of suffering.
Let's say they had the machara, right?
Machala is not necessarily suffering. I want you to know that.
No.
What's machala?
You know what the machala really is?
What is that, Rabbi? What's machala?
The cancer.
Oh.
There's a gidul. People die from that instantaneously. There's not. You only have pain if you go through chemo.
I'm saying, let's say.
I want you to know
Let's
that.
say he has cancer for a couple of years and he dies.
Okay.
What happened? What does
Not
that mean?
necessarily are you suffering.
No one's really suffering.
No, well, there's suffering. There's people that go through Parkinson's.
So let's say he's suffering. Let's say
People
he's
that
not
have dementia, people that cannot get up, people that shake, people that they become physically weak, disabled. Rahman al-Islam.
So if they die of that cause, what does that mean?
Schizophrenia.
They're going through, their body is going through. There's a cleansing process
Before they go to Shemaim?
before they go up to give B'Yom Adin Gadol. Yeah, before they go up.
Does that help them in their judgment?
Of
if
course
they
it
want
helps
those?
them. Of course it helps.
They're hell on earth. They don't
Why-
have to go
Why
out
doesn't
Yeah.
everyone
pain.
die like that?
Because not everyone needs that kind of death.
So let's say someone gets shot and they die.
That's lucky, right?
Lucky he was chayav to be murdered. Yeah, it was chayav a certain sin, so he died.
The best death is falling asleep and not waking up, right?
Correct. That's the best
That's
death.
the easiest death. It's the most peaceful.
Correct.
The worst is drowning.
Right.
What does that mean? If someone dies like that, does that mean he was a tzaddik? He was righteous?
I know a lot of
Really?
Rishaim that died that way.
So what deeper meaning is there?
This was his golden purpose was to die that way, and that's why he died that way.
Rabbi, I read that they.
So it doesn't matter how you die.
Of course, it matters
How does it matter? You're not
because
telling me how it
everything that happens because of your maasim, your actions. It could be God doesn't want you to suffer. The suffering here is too easy for you. You need a harder life. Chas v'chalila. So you have to go through different pains. What's your question? Then we're gonna be done. You don't have a question? You forgot? Okay, we're done here? You sure? Nothing to be shy about. You done? You're done? You're done? Okay, Rabbi Sai. I'm gonna finish with this small, tiny story. And I wanted to get up. I know, I'm sorry. This small, tiny story. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, everything that He does it for our benefit. Everything. I have a student. he went to yeshiva, to Eretz Israel, first year after high school. And a month later, when he was in Eretz Israel, he broke his foot. He broke his foot. Now you can imagine his feeling, you know, you want to chill, you want to enjoy, you want to do geschmack things, but you can't now. Why? You have a broken foot. No one wants to do anything with you. And for a long time, it used to eat him alive. He was very depressed about it. I spoke to him recently. He said, you know, if not for that foot breaking, I wouldn't be who I am today. Because I broke my foot, it stopped me from doing so many things that I would never be able to come back from. In our life, we have to be so thankful for all the experiences we have, because every experience we go through, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying us to wake us up. He's guiding us. The sad thing is when we don't realize it. Don't be from those that don't realize. Take the emet, because you know the emet. You do. Don't lie to yourselves. Don't be stupid. You know the emet. Take it and embrace it. Take it and live by it. Take it and enjoy it. Because the earlier and the sooner you'll take it and accept it, the earlier and faster you'll get to reap the benefits from it. Have a good night, Rabbi.
Bye.
I remember my